Hello, this is Philip, and welcome to my channel for this new episode of kOS. This is my new little probe, and you see that probe is here at 27 meters, and the vertical speed of that probe is 0 meter per second. The TWR here is quite 1. This is 0.99, but in reality it's quite 1. That means that neither the gravity of Kerbin is pulling down the rocket, nor the engines is pushing up the rocket. So that's why my rocket is standing at 28 meters above the ground. You are wondering how did I succeed to do that. There's a little drift here, that doesn't matter. I succeeded to do that with a PID loop. PID stands for proportional, integral or integrative, and derivative. So P is proportional, I is integral, and the D is derivative. To understand a PID loop, you need to have some math skills, and obviously the objective of that series about kOS is not meant to teach you math. And I don't know for your country, but in France, derivative is studied in the grade 11, and the integration is studied in the grade 12. This is just for say, but I want just to explain the very basics. When you use a PID loop, a PID loop, you want to reach a target value. In my example here, to get my craft flying and staying at the same altitude, I want my vertical speed to be equal to 0. If the vertical speed is positive, the craft is going up, and if the vertical speed is negative, the craft is going down. So I want my vertical speed to be equal to 0. So I have a target value. This is my vertical speed. Okay, and then when I launch my craft, when I apply some throttle to the engine, I have the real value. I have the real vertical speed. So this is the actual value, if you want. Okay, and you can subtract those values. Okay, and this is the error. Okay, so if you are targeting a value of 0 meters per second for the vertical speed, and the actual vertical speed is 1 meter per second, so the error is a -1. Okay, if you wish, you can take the absolute value of that to keep the error positive. Okay, but so this is the error, and the proportional value here is a coefficient applied to that error. Okay, so the P of a PID loop is a coefficient applied to that error. So this is just, okay, I'm looking at the error, I applying it a coefficient, P. The integrative value, for that, we keep track of time, and we look how the error changes during time, and we want the error to be eliminated as quick as possible. Okay, so the integrative looks the error during time, and then the derivative coefficient is the best estimate of future error. Knowing all the errors during time, you can estimate the next error, the future error. When I say we, it's okay, the kOS, and that coefficient here is applied to the derivative of the error with respect of time. Okay, so if the error is a function with respect of time, okay, the D coefficient is applied to the derivative of that error. Okay, okay, so this is that. I'm not going anywhere else with that math. is just to show you now how my script works. Okay, so let me delete that. Not delete, but okay. So in KSP, in kOS, you have access to a PID loop, just writing this PID loop. And I called my PID loop, I can call it with the name I want, and I called it throttle PID. Okay, I called it like this just because, no, to keep my vertical speed at 0 meters per second. We saw that we need a TWR equal to 1, and to get that TWR, we have to change the throttle. Okay, the throttle is from 0 to 1, and if I want to have a TWR equal to 1, I have to change my throttle here. That's why the PID loop here is applied to my throttle. Okay. For now, the PID loop doesn't know that it is applied to the throttle, right? Let me change it that SAS on SAS off, and just lock steering to up. Okay, and then you have 3 values. This is the P value, the proportional value, the integral value, and the derivative value. And then you have the minimum value and the maximum value you want to apply to the throttle. Okay, and you have another value here. All those values are optional parameter. I don't remember all the default value, but there are some default value, and the last parameter is epsilon, and its default value is 0, and you can keep it like this. Okay. Okay, so this is how to define a value, and the main question you have is how to configure that number. And we will see those 2 numbers, the proportional and the integral, because they are easier to see how they work. The derivative value, you can keep it very low. I keep it at 0.03, but I think if I write 0.01, it's the same. Okay. Okay, so this is the PID loop. Then you want to define your set point. The set point is the target value you want. And because I want, for example, I can, to be more clear, I can say okay, lock, not lock, sorry, a local target velocity, okay, is 0, and I want here to target velocity. Okay, so the set point is my target value. The wanted throttle is for now it's 1, because at the beginning I want my my rocket to be up, okay, to go up, and then I lock throttle to wanted throttle. So that means that during my loop, I want to change the value of wanted throttle. Okay, and that value can go from 0 to 1. For now, I keep it to 1. Okay, so with a PID loop, you need those 3 values for the proportional integrative derivative, and you need a minimum and a maximum value. Okay, then you need the target value, and you want to set the first value you will use in your program. And here I'm changing my throttle, so my PID loop will concern my throttle. Okay, then I stage. Okay, I want to stage my my rocket. This is not for the PID loop; it's just for for liftoff. Wait until the alt radar is greater than 20. This is not for the PID loop. The alt radar it's the altitude, and the radar is your altitude from the bottom of your craft. So this is a simple way to have the altitude at the ground level. For example, here I can print alt radar, and this is 1.18 meters. Okay, so this is the altitude above the altitude above the ground, and this is not the altitude of the root part. Okay, so you have to be careful if you have a big craft. You have to be careful. I just don't know how to say that, but the alt radar is the altitude above ground from your root part. Sorry. Okay. So I want to wait until the alt radar is 20, but because my throttle will be equal to 1 when kOS reaches that line, in fact it will be my craft will go up higher than 20 meters, okay, with the inertia. And at that point I start my I'd say that my chronometer, if you wish. Okay, I start the chrono. The now time is the time right now at that moment, and I want that time. I want 200 seconds to pass. Okay, so until the time seconds. So the time seconds is the time from the beginning of your save in seconds. Okay. For example, here, let's say my save started, I don't know, 1 million seconds ago, right? So now it will be equal to 1 million seconds, and then it continues to count 1 million and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and when the time seconds is greater than now plus 200, so it reaches 1,200,000 seconds, the loop until is done. Okay, so I'm doing this loop for 200 seconds. We'll see the rest later. Okay, so for now I want the PID loop must be inside a loop. Okay, and during that loop I want my PID to check the vertical speed, and this is where you are writing, okay, my throttle PID, okay, update every not every seconds, but the update depends on time, okay, and the update looks at the vertical speed. So the update looks at the vertical speed and try to get the target value. Okay, and the target value is 0, right? And how that target value is reached? By doing some, here it changes the wanted throttle, and the wanted throttle is applied to the throttle. Okay, so for that, then here I print some value to show how that changes. Okay, it's not easy to explain, and I hope you have understood what I said. I will show you how it works, and then we'll change here some value to show you what happens. Okay, so let's reboot that. Okay, throttle is to 1. I'm going up at 20 seconds. Okay, when I reach 20 meters, the loop started. Okay, and now you see my throttle is locked at 0.7, and the vertical speed is equal to 0. The error is 0, so this is a perfect configuration of my PID loop. The throttle is going down. This is normal because my engine here is consuming some fuel, so the mass of my craft is decreasing, so I need less throttle to keep my TWR at 1. Okay, and that horizontal speed is because at the start of my at the launch of my craft, you saw that the those gear kept I don't know, trapped in the launch pad. Okay, so this is why the surface velocity is 2.6 meters per second, but the vertical speed is 0. Okay, you see 0 like here. Okay, let me revert the flight. not now. I want to change here the value of, let's say for example, I want to change the value of that integral value. So the integral coefficient looks at the error through time, okay? So if I write 0.5, for example, how does it change the behavior of my crafts? So revert to lunch. Okay, let's go again. Up. And check the error. You see, the error is decreasing, okay? But it's decreasing slowly, right? Because remember that the integral value, the objective of that coefficient is to eliminate the error. And I want to eliminate the error as quickly as possible. Okay, so this is why I kept with the value 0.5 instead of 10. The error is eliminated, but it takes more time. And let's change that 1 here with the 8, for example. So the 8 is the proportional value applied to the error itself. Okay, going up, waiting for 20 meters here. And you see that oscillations, this is the proportional value, because the coefficient applied to my error is too great. Okay, so that means that the throttle is oscillating too much, and obviously I don't want that. I want my oscillation to stop as soon as possible. So this is why I came from with that value 1.02 and 10.3. In fact, there is a mathematical method to know exactly that values, but I won't explain this today, and never never explain this. At least in that series. But you can start with, for example, a 5 or 3 and check for the oscillation. And if the oscillation is too high, you have to lower the proportional value here. And here you want to compensate your the error, so you want to keep that value quite high. Okay, and the derivative, honestly, we can keep it like this. Okay, so now I want to only to keep my craft only 20 seconds, and then I want to do some suicide burn. It is not exactly a suicide burn, but you see what I mean. Okay. So my craft is at 20 meters above the ground. Okay, and my target is 0 meters per second, and then I want to land. And for that, I want to change the set point. So the set point is -4 meters per second. So I want my craft to go down. I want it to land, and I execute my PID loop until the craft is landed. And for that, I have to update my throttle PID. And again, that minus -4 is the vertical speed of my ship. So this is why the update is with the vertical speed of my ship. Okay, so let's do that here. So let's go, going up. At 20 meters, okay, the loop started. 20 seconds, we have 20 seconds to wait. And for now, the vertical speed wanted is 0 meters per second. And then the target vertical speed will be -4. I don't know if I change that. Yes, so vertical speed is -4, okay. And we are landed. Okay, I didn't change all my script, but okay, just to show you, I'm in Minmus. Okay, I'm landing in Minmus. I'm 450 meters above the ground, and I ask my PID loop to target the negative 2 meters per second. So the gravity is so low in Minmus that the throttle is very low, but if I change, for example, here the thrust limiter, okay, my throttle has to go up a little. Okay, and so you have the throttle of 0.3, and the vertical speed is kept at 2 meters per second. So above Minmus, it's very easy because the gravity is it's very low. So if I do that above the main, let's say the main throttle here. Okay, so I let my craft have some vertical speed, and I reboot, and now, okay. So this is a very light craft, and of course I'm going here at the moon with the cheat menu, so my vertical velocity was very slow, very low. When you land at the moon, your vertical velocity is, or your surface velocity is more than 500 meters per second. So you are going down very quickly, and then you can use the PID loop to check your landing for you. You see, this is there is a lot of oscillating here, because that means that I need to change my value for the moon setting, for that settings here. Maybe I should change my value a little, so I have to do some tests. I have no choice to test my craft and my PID loop to see what are the good values. Okay, this is the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed that. In the next 2 episodes, I show you other examples of PID value. The first example is about how to land with a sort of suicide burn. I show you other examples. I don't say anything. See you soon. Bye bye.